thought I had everything all prepared. How's that? Hang on. There we go. All right. Now you can hear me, right? Woohoo! My microphone. Look at my fancy new microphone. Just for voiceovers and live streams. It's kind of loose. I don't know why it's loose. Okay. Hey, thank you all so much. Oh, look at for hanging out with me. Hang on, let me get this right. Why is it loose? Huh. Well, I thought I was all ready. Well, that's okay. That's not too distracting. 100%. You hear me goodly? Hey, Nancy. Hey, Shay. I want to thank you all so much for the lively chat during the premiere. I'm sorry, that squeak is going to probably bother you guys. A lively chat during the premiere. It was so much fun. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you all so much for being with on this amazing journey through Canada. It was so peaceful to be out of all of the chaos and division and anger. As soon as I crossed the border, I could just feel this weight lifted off of me. And Canada, I gotta say, you guys have been the people that I met were so kind and everybody just seems happy and light. Canada just seems light, especially compared to what we're all going through here. So, it was a wonderful, wonderful, uh, experience. I'm really glad I did it. Like I said at the end of the video, I was gonna try to do Newfoundland this year. I was gonna do my cross country trip in Canada. I was gonna come to New York for a while, and then I was gonna go try to do Newfoundland, but there's so much going on here, that it's just there's been a lot going on here. So, I have not I didn't do any traveling. I didn't do any filming, which has been kinda nice. Been doing a lot of work, but, anyway, I am hoping to do that next year. So, who's here? John, hi. Hi, Miriam from South Carolina. Hi, Laura and Prairie Gypsy in Alberta, and Midwest Mama. Hey, good to see you. And I saw one before I got here. I wanted to say, yeah, John, my wife and I love your channel and totally agree with your political reviews. At this point, I miss the days where not agreeing with my political views didn't mean what it means today. I miss the days when we could disagree on simple things, but so anyway, thank you for that. It means a lot. And hey, Mayflowers, good to see you. David from Reno, how's it going? And Cheryl from Oklahoma, good to see you. Crafty Traveler in North Carolina, and Trish from Nova Scotia. I'm hoping to get there next year. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. And I've heard amazing things about it and that I will really enjoy it, and I think I will. So, Lynn, the first I noticed when you made it to Canada is that you instantly seemed less stressed. The longer you were there, the happier you would seem. Yeah, and that's a couple of things. A lot of people said, "Oh my gosh, this is like old Carolyn." And part of that is, yeah, feeling the tension of living through the times here, but also I'm at my best when I'm on a new adventure. When I'm doing something new and exciting, that is when I'm at my best. And I say it, but RV life is kind of old hat now. I've been doing it almost 10, I can't believe it. April is going to be 10 years. I have been 100% full time in my RV on the road. And the first couple of years, I was all happy and excited. It was new and exciting and adventurous, and now it's just life. So what you saw was some of that old excitement about doing something new. And you probably saw it, when I went to New Zealand, and you probably saw it when the first maybe couple weeks of hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and when I went to Alaska, because those are the things that make me feel alive, new adventure, and so I'm really glad I did that trip for that reason as well. I needed something new, a new adventure, and, uh, and that's a lot of what you were seeing too, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is old Carolyn," and feel like I'm grumpy all the time, and I'm not grumpy all the time. I can't be just, like, blissful dancing through the daisies every freaking day of my life. So, that's a big part of it. Horror nerd storm. Yay for the flags. Thank you, I love that. Um, we're very inclusive here. Matilda. Yeah, well, Matilda definitely kept things interesting, huh? My bungee jump in New Zealand, that's right, yep. And that's what I've said this before in videos. A lot of you, I don't know how many of you are kinda new here? I always ask who's been around a while, but who's kinda new, like, within the last year or 2? Because, one of the things that there's a few I'm kinda new. Okay. Oh, yeah, what do you mean I'm still gonna make videos? It's my business, this is my life. This is my this is my business and my livelihood, and I have no plans right now, for better or for worse, to stop making videos because I can't. It's how I earn a living. Uh, okay, so a lot of you are new here. So I've said a bunch of times, I'm clean and sober, and that I've been in therapy a long time, overcoming all kinds of trauma. And one of the things that I have learned in my sobriety is that I need healthy risks, adventure. It's part of what keeps me alive and keeps me sober. Because when I was drinking, I did a lot of really unhealthy, risky stuff. And part of it was the adventure, especially in the early days. And so, adventure and new things is a former bartender, JL. I bartended after college, graduated from college and became a bartender. It was fun, but that didn't last very long, only like a year. Uh, but yeah, anyway, congrats on being clean and sober as well. So 6 6 months here, congratulations. Oh, we got a year for you, congratulations. Sadie, Sadie, wanna come say hi? Can you say hi? Wanna come say hi? There she is. Show everybody how cute you are. Say hi. She's doing great. She's having a good summer. She's having a good summer, huh? Yo, you want me to just leave you alone, go sleep? Okay. So Sadie's doing great. Um, I know, we all love Sadie. Was having a little conversation with her the other day, and I said, "You realize you're a star, right? Like, the people watch my channel for you, right? Like, you're a star," and she's a little dog and doesn't even know it. But I love her so much. Hey, Leanne. But yeah, she's doing great. Marge, I love watching FYI, I love watching your channel, but when we come back from Canada, every single time they ask us where we're going. It really depends on where you cross. They ask where you're going, how long you're gonna stay, and where you're going next, and when you're coming back, and when you're going home to your home state. Do they really ask you all that? I have crossed the border into the United States almost a dozen times, and nobody has ever asked me that. All over by air, from foreign countries by air, the Mexican border, the Canadian border, and I've never been grilled like that. Sadie is a bear slayer. She absolutely is. Hannelore, been catching you for about 6 to 7 months. You're an inspiration to being a female solo traveler. Aw, plus you're an OTR expedition driver. Well, good for you, teaching me new ways of time off that doesn't mean truck stops. I can imagine. There's, like, something really glamorous about truck driving, and I don't know if you know, my ex-husband was he was a truck driver, and when he first got his license, he drove for Swift, so he did a little OTR, and he came home one day and he's like, "You should get your license too so we can do this together," and I was like, "Yeah, no." I didn't wanna be in a truck with him, but all that time, it was toward the end. But, also, I imagine that gets the one thing think about, because of the way I live my life, the way I love boondocking, and I love is like, if you're constantly on the road sleeping in truck stops, you're constantly around noise. Like, how do you learn to sleep with all the noise of truck stops and stuff like that? Oh, you still call me Peppermint Patty. That's so cute. Hi, Miss Tree. Wow, you've been around a long time. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for that. But yeah, that's the one thing I think, yeah, I've never been asked where I'm going. I don't as a United States citizen, why would it doesn't matter. I'm going like you all said, like many of you said uh in the, premiere, Nevada is still in the United States. Yeah, I have Nevada plates, but it's still a freaking US state. I'm allowed to travel freely throughout the United States, at least as of the now. Aw, Kelly, you've been watching almost from the beginning. Wow, thank you. It really means a lot to me. So I just it's just so surreal sometimes. It's unreal to think that you guys have all since day 1, Barb Bistro. Wow. Wow. Oh, you know what? I asked patrons if they had any questions, and I forgot to look, so let me look at that real quick to see and what questions do you guys have for me? I told patrons I'd answer their comments, and I totally forgot. Sorry, patrons. Alright, give me a sec. Alright, alright, I don't see any questions. Alright, so, what questions do you guys have for me? New calendars, yes! We are working on I just had a meeting with my marketing manager the other day, and they will go on sale like they always do, around Thanksgiving, and hoping to keep the prices the same as last year. Hopefully, our prices haven't gone up. Um, Lucas Bug. Oh, and I guess that's somebody's name. And so, yes, we will be and I like I said in a recent, post. So I've had a marketing manager who's been working with me. We were for 5 years now. She works for me part-time. I have a bookkeeper and an accountant, and I just hired a website developer and maintenance company so that they can keep up on my website, and we're gonna be integrating calendar sales into my website in a new way to make it so much easier for you to order them. It's been a little clunky. Can I sign them? Um can I sign them? So they go to California where my that would be an extra step. They would have to be sent to me. You know what? If that's something you guys think you might want, we can add that. Well, we can add a step where I can sign them. But I can't handle 300 calendars. We usually sell about 3 or 400. I can't handle that many in my RV. My assistant has to do it. So that yeah, you know what? We'll add that option. I wish my marketing manager was with me so I could make a note of that. I'll try to remember to add that, I think, as an option. I think that would have to be an upsell. I think we would have to charge a little bit more just because we'd have to take them to the post office. We'd have to do extra postage, but yeah, we could do that. What's next? Well, what's next? Chick wants to know what's next. Well, I have some videos for you about a trip that I did to Vermont. And then pretty soon I'm gonna be heading back across the United States, and I'm trying to think of some cool stuff to do that I haven't done. Do you guys have any recommendations? Anything that I should do or see on my way back to Nevada that I haven't done? And I've done just about everything, so don't say, like, go to North Carolina, been there. Don't say go to Oklahoma, been there. Give me something specific that you think would be really cool. And also I am going to start adding a midweek video, a how-to video. My travel videos, I love doing them. These allow me to be creative, and I know you all love coming along on my travels, but my travel videos are only appealing to my regular loyal viewers, and I'm not really attracting any new viewers. I just had a video that I did last year about mice. I don't know what the heck happened. It got like 20,000 views the first month I posted it, and in the last 28 days, it's gotten 180,000 views. It 2 weeks ago, and I've gained like 2,000 subscribers from it. So, that was just kind of a real wake-up call that my how-to videos are what is gonna attract people to help my channel continue to grow, and I enjoy doing those. I miss teaching. I kinda teach along the way in my travel videos, but most people don't watch my travel videos just to learn. So I am gonna start probably doing 2 videos a week, and we'll see how that Have you gone to the Texas Gulf? Yes, I did that last year. And, uh, last year or 2 years ago. Remember? I camped right on the, what's that called? What's that place called that I camped on the beach? That famous place in Texas. Maybe you could sign one and put the signature on all the calendars, then that wouldn't be it's not a bad idea, but then that wouldn't be my signature, that would be a, printed version. I don't know, would that be okay for people? Um, I'm planning to buy either in Class B or shorter and easier in parking lots, but right now, surprisingly, Cs are less expensive. Do you have much of a problem finding parking with your RV? Not really. I mean, it limits me in some cases, especially old New England Northeast towns. You can't really drive through narrow streets like that, and you can't do things downtown. If you wanna do things in a quaint, like Boston, there's no way you're gonna be able to park downtown, but most of the time, I do not well, it limits you. There are places that I don't go because I can't find parking or because there isn't parking, and even when I'm in Las Vegas, even when I'm in Nevada and I am trying to make a doctor's appointment, I have to look at Google Satellite to see, is there parking for my RV, and actually I ran into a problem last year, so it is going to limit you for sure. Yes. California coast in the redwoods. I've done that. I've done that. I've done the redwoods in Matilda, in fact. I don't know if I was making videos. I remember a picture of me. I don't think I was making videos yet, but I have done the California coast in my RV. Thank you, warm summer workout music. Love your show and the music. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And watching since, uh, before Alaska and still wear the New Zealand beanie. Oh, that's so cool. The Catskills. I've been to the Catskills. I grew up here. I don't know, have I been to the Catskills? Didn't I do the Catskills last year? I think I did. I think so. What are the best places to look for boondocking spots in New York, specifically the Hudson Valley? iOverlander is my go-to app for finding boondocking. Do you know what the tariffs will add to your merch? I do not know yet. Surprisingly, I haven't seen a huge increase yet in my merch. So, do I spend my winters in Nevada? I do. Hi, Kimber's 58. Good to see you. Have you ever been to Central Texas, Austin, San Antonio? No, and I would actually like to go to Austin. Or did I go to I might have driven through. I might have driven through, but I could do that. What am I afraid of? Not living my life to the fullest. Being too worried or too I don't know, that's what I'm afraid of having regrets. I don't believe in regrets, but and also right now, I'm afraid that I may not be able to travel freely in this country for much longer. I'm starting to worry about that a little bit. I did boondocking outside of South Dakota, Wall, I remember that. I think I remember you doing a small portion of Alabama, but not the coast. Yes, I did last 2 was it last year? No, not last year, because last year I was in a hurry to get back to Nevada. 2 years ago, I did all of that. I had a really cool, boondocking spot in way south. I did the whole coast in Alabama and Texas a couple years ago. Have you been to Colossal Cave in Tucson? Highly recommended. No, I have not. I don't really do caves. Have I been to Vancouver Island? No, I have not, and, Ralph and I were talking about that. He was saying that if he doesn't come back to the US this year, he might go to Vancouver Island. He's done it before, and I was like, "Hmm, maybe I'll join you." But no, I have not, and I would like to do that. Yes, I've been to lots of Louisiana. I would like maybe I will do Austin, Texas. Maybe I'll do that this year. You guys know Hive Bakery? Huge fan of Hive Bakery. What's her name? Haley? Uh, Official slogan, "Keep Austin weird." Yep. Maybe I will. Watkins Glen, oh my god. I grew up going to Watkins Glen. I grew up going to, wasn't there a Watkins Glen amusement park or racetrack? So, yeah, absolutely. Who is the most interesting person you met in Canada? Ralph. Uh, I don't have a lot of deep conversations. I just meet people in passing, so I can't think of anybody because 'cause I'm always on the move, so if you didn't make videos traveling the redwoods, then that would be fun. Oh, in fact, I am going to California in May. Oh, maybe I will do that this year. I love Willits. I love that area. And, I have a wedding to go to in the Bay Area in May. So you know what? Maybe yes, I've been to Eureka and the North Coast of California, and I'm pretty sure I did videos. I've been watching you since you had your first rig. I don't comment all the time. Enjoy your travels, and think you're incredibly brave. Oh, thank you, Marcia. I really appreciate that. I told you guys I've been everywhere. Hi, Brenda's Adventures. I fear fascism. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Have you ever been to Thousand Trails Network? I don't think so. What is Sadie's favorite scratching spot? Her ears. She loves little scratches on her ears. Alright, do I spend winters okay, looking at questions again. California in May. Yeah, I'm hoping it won't be too hot. Oh, Thousand Trails, you mean camping. Thousand Trails was like a trail around 1,000 islands. Yes, I would not do Thousand Trails. That's just not my thing. Thank you, Susan and Bailey. I have enjoyed seeing the sights and hearing history. I love your videos. Thank you. I love Sadie. She's such a good dog. John Day Fossil Beds in Oregon. Hmm. Is that near John Smith and the like Badlands of Oregon? I think I've been there. You might have to make repeat trips someplace and maybe see things you skip. That's exactly Shay. That's exactly what I plan on doing. Going through and figuring out a membership for 4,200? Are you kidding me? 1,000? That sounds like a lot. Hi, Peggy, fairly new, thank you for being here. I'm glad that you enjoy the informational and historical signs. Yeah, Vancouver Island. I would love to do that. I've been to San Diego, and I've been to Ventura. I've been everywhere. I'm telling you, I've been everywhere. Alright. Padre Island, David, yes, exactly, thank you. I had to go back. Padre Island, I camped at, right on the beach, like, 2 years ago, and I got sick of being on the sand so much. I know, Lynn, YouTube is really pushing the mice videos. All the mice videos are just mine. It's insane. That video freaking blew up. I think it's got 200 and I mean, it got 20,000 views when I first published it, and it's over 200,000 right now in the last 28 days, in, like, the last 3 weeks. It's getting 30,000 views a day. 30,000, like, 30,000 views no, every 2 days. 33,000 views in 48 hours. Yeah, Arlene found me based on a how-to video. Yeah, I need Galveston, I think I've been there. Cumberland Island. Probably not. because it's an island. Can I drive there? The Alamo, did not go to the Alamo. A lot of you got, Padre Island. Thank you all so much for reminding me where I've been. Alright. I still have to go to Rhode Island. I know, that's a lot of views. It must be mouse season, that's insane. Thank you for highlighting our beautiful country. We are planning a trip to BC, so those videos are helpful. You're very welcome, and enjoy your trip. I love BC. I love BC. It's beautiful. I mean, right there on the Rockies. I love BC. If I could afford it, and if they would have me, I would, I'd move there. Oh, you have to ferry to get to Cumberland Island. Go to the Ice Age Fossil Park in North Las Vegas? I've never even heard of that. How have I missed that? And I've been to Grand Canyon. I know, Ralph, you're in BC. I've done a lot of camping and boondocking. I did a whole video about Grand Canyon and boondocking around the Grand Canyon and all around there. I did a whole bunch of camping and boondocking. Crooked River State Park, that sounds familiar. Will I ever do Alaska again? I thought about it last year. So right now, probably not. Right now, my priority is to be in New York every summer. So, that limits my travel options. That really means that yeah, that really limits my travel options. That means I'm only really traveling other than cross country every year twice to and from New York. That means that, I'm only doing winter stuff in, like, the Southwest. I've done several weeks of camping in the Adirondacks. Remember, I'm from here, for one, and I grew up in New York, and, I've been coming back here 3 years in a row now, and I've done Adirondacks twice, maybe, and have made videos. How many more miles do you think you'll get on your RV? A lot. It's got 155,000 miles on it, and knock on wood, she's still running strong. I've been to New Orleans twice. Nolens. Nolens. Actually, I was just telling Richard the other day, I know I went to Nolens in Matilda, and I cannot find the fricking videos anywhere. I know. I remember being in Matilda, going through New Orleans, and I cannot find the video. I don't know what happened. Where were you when you found a boondocking spot that shared property with a couple in a farmhouse and the older gentleman later began mowing? That was in Tennessee, Cumberland. That was near Cumberland, Tennessee. My mom is 77. Oh, yeah, how old is your mom? She's 77 and she's not doing very well. I'm glad you enjoyed my Canada series. Is travel harder in winter? Not where I travel. And I mean, I'm mostly spending it in the Southwest, so not really. And I don't mind the cooler weather. I mean, every season has its challenges. The winter has freezing temperatures where I have to take precautions to make sure my RV doesn't freeze and things like that. And then, I did what, David? I don't even remember what I said now. And then, of course, in the summer, there's the heat, especially this part of the country, there's the humidity, so I don't know. I thought you needed a passport to go into Canada, but I'm hearing now that you only need a one of those fancy new driver's licenses, so I don't know if you can get into Canada or Mexico. I think an enhanced license, I think you need a passport. I would get a passport. Every listen to me, every American citizen, especially if you're a woman and you have a married name, get a passport now. get a passport now. They wanna make it harder for women to vote. If you are still using your married name and getting an enhanced driver's license, they need you to prove it's a pain in the ass. The New Orleans video would have been I looked through all my videos, I can't find it. The New Orleans video would have been that year I went to, Florida with Bob, when Bob's mom got sick, and we were I mean, we had just met really, but I was just worried about him making that trip alone, and so I was like, "If you need a friend, I'd be happy to go with you," and, I think we got as far as, like, Texas, and then he just felt like he needed to go because his mom was really sick, and I was like, I'm not sure I wanna travel that fast," so I lollygagged, and I thought I went to New Orleans. I thought I did, but I don't remember. Yep, everybody needs a passport, especially women. Do I find it difficult to find dog-friendly hiking places? I don't do established hiking places very often because you know how I am with Sadie and a leash, so I prefer to just go out, find a boondocking spot, and hike on the forest roads and around my camp rather than go to, like, established hiking trails, and, of course, national parks, dogs aren't allowed on trails, so I avoid them. You never get my divorce decree, and New York is being a pain without it. Yeah, and if you still have your married name and you got divorced, hang on to your divorce papers. Yeah, I'm married and have a New York enhanced. I should get my passport ASAP. Absolutely, 100%. Burning Man, no way. No freaking have we met? Have we met? Me and crowds do not get along. That's not a thing. Hey, jumping world, I'm glad you're here too, thank you, jumping the world. I will definitely get Sadie kisses for you. Any other questions about anything? Plan to hike the PCT again? Nope, nope, didn't enjoy it, wasn't fun. Yeah, no way. Any other questions about anything? The mice video is probably blown up because so many people are living in their cars and such these days because of the economy. I don't know. A lot of the comments I'm getting are from people who live in sticks and bricks and yeah, and they come to they come yes, Cindy, I've said at least 3 times in this video that am gonna go to Eastern Canada hopefully next year. Do you get on your roof? I do. How about Mexico? I would like to do Mexico. And the mice yeah, anyway, a lot of the comments are from people who live in sticks and bricks. I would love to do more Northern Canada, Yukon, man, I wanna go to the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. I wanna go to places you can't drive and just disappear. Is that possible? So, yes, I would love to do that, and through hiking is hard work, and, besides the hard work, it just wasn't enjoyable because it was just so well traveled and I too organized. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I liked the John Muir Trail when I did it in 2014. I think I did it 2 years before I hit the road. Do I ever miss having a full-time human companion? No. Not at all. I enjoy my limited travels with friends. I enjoyed the trip to Mexico very much. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the couple months that Ralph and I spent, I think, a couple months traveling together, and I enjoy it, but, uh, for full-time human companion, no, not at all. Nova Scotia, yes. Have I been to the St. Louis Arch? I have. I'm so sorry to hear. Mom's not doing well, thank you. You talked once about maybe buying a piece of land, still on your mind. That is not something I am currently doing. I'm not currently in the market. How much time do you spend on your YouTube channel a week? My YouTube channel is a business that includes merch, a blog, a website, brand deals, making videos, editing videos, answering emails, responding to comments, bookkeeping, marketing, website maintenance. I I mean, I run a business full time, so it's a more than a full time, it's a 24/7, 365 thing. Anybody who has ever been an entrepreneur and has run a small business, it's alright. Question was missed about health insurance. It's a big deal for those on ACA about how the rates will go up. You're right, I didn't see the question. Do you wanna ask it again? Carolyn, you have a wild spirit and totally independent. I do, don't I? I do. I do have thank you. That's kind of a good reminder. I like the wild spirit. I do have a wild spirit. Interesting. What is significantly different about RVing today than 10 years ago? Good question, Mimi. It's a lot more crowded than it was in the beginning. It's a lot more it and of course, these are the circles that I live in, but it feels a lot more mainstream. It seemed like a really radical, subversive, wild thing to do when I first started. Of course, I left a career and a fancy life in the San Francisco Bay Area, just, like, dropped out one day, like, "Bye, I bought an $8,000 RV, and I'm going to live in the forest," and now it feels like it's a lot more accepted in many ways, although I felt for the first time in months, maybe years, some idiot left a comment on my mouse video because I said, "If you wanna subscribe to my channel, you know, if you wanna help me keep making content, you can subscribe to my channel." And he was like, "I'm not supporting your lifestyle," you know, and may have he basically should have added, "You dirty hippie, cut your hair." I used to see that a lot. The first 2 years, man, people thought I was nothing but a bum, and I was homeless, and I was begging for money, and I don't see that shit anymore. Partly because, I mean, I work my ass off. Like I said, this is a business, but also just the lifestyle has become, I think, a lot more accepted and a lot more crowded, and I think also, though, I think it's a lot more I don't know if that's I mean, there are a lot more people out here because of the state of the economics in our country, but I do find yeah, I do find that it's more accepted and more crowded. Yeah, good question. Sally, I love that you hike with Sadie every day. Oh, every day. Every day we go out, we spend our morning together with my coffee, we hike, we play ball pretty much every day. Oh, Nancy. Hi, welcome, my friend Nancy. Just finished watching your finale and it was wonderful. Well, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked it. And it's good to see you here. Gone hiking. Have I looked at AI to help with any of that? I have been using I can't believe it, but I have been using AI and it has been extremely helpful for brainstorming. I have a part-time marketing manager who I can't afford to have somebody full time, so I have a part-time marketing manager who's brilliant. She's got a very good marketing mind, and whenever we meet, we bounce ideas off each other, but I don't have a team of creatives to do that on a regular basis. AI has given me that, and I'm kinda surprised. So, it helps me with YouTube titles, it helps me with YouTube thumbnail ideas and text, um, and it'll write scripts For me, it often what I find is it just helps me brainstorm. I don't usually use what AI gives me verbatim. It just helps get my creative juices flowing. Any marketers or creative types here, I think especially in marketing, I've always worked in teams, and anybody that's in a creative space, you know that when you collaborate with other creative people, the juices get going and you bounce ideas off of each other, and somebody might come up with an idea and they say there are no bad ideas, but somebody will piggyback off that, and that's how beautiful things are born, right? That's how beautiful ideas are created and beautiful art is created. I mean, all the comedy writers have teams of writers for that very reason, because when you put a bunch of creative people together, beautiful things happen. But being by myself and a part-time marketing, and we only meet a couple times a year now. She just does her thing, and we don't meet very often anymore. But that's one thing that I haven't had that AI gives me. It gives me the ability to come up with ideas and, get more creative, and I'm enjoying that part of it. And also with research, do deeper dives on research, and it's super easy to research this for me. Of course, I always back it up, but yeah, so AI actually has been a pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm actually kinda surprised how much I'm using terminology and summarization. In fact, one of the things I'm using AI for is my brand deals are often 5, 6-page contracts, and I don't wanna read a 5, 6-page contract, you know? And so what I did recently is I put it through AI, and I said, "Is there anything in here that I should be concerned about?" And it gave me a list of 5 things, and AI now knows I'm a YouTube creator. They know that I'm Carolyn's "Look at this. This is kind of concerning." Bullet point list of things from the contract that I was able to go back to the brand and say, "Yeah, these are problematic for me," or a couple of them were like, "Yeah, I was aware of that, and it's not really an issue." But, yeah, so summarization, who said that? Uh, Summarization and, Nancy is always so kind. She's wonderful. She's one of many, 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 many wonderful people in my audience. Terminology and summarization, yeah. Uh, a lot of fellow RVers use it for itinerary. Oh, and new look, that's a good idea. Out of the crazy ideas come brilliance, Arlene. Absolutely, exactly. That's right, exactly. That's why they say there are no bad ideas. You just start, kind of stream of consciousness throwing out ideas, and like I said, beautiful things can be created. Historical values of locations. That's a good idea. Shay is number 27. Oh, yeah, guys, hit the thumbs up. So I have to refresh my video. I could do that, but then I lose chat for a minute, so, um, RTR quartzite, probably not. Vaseline spread on your fingers while oh, my fingertips. I meant to give you that advice a few years ago. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting better at just making sure my hands stay moisturized and my inside stays, hydrated so that I don't get those cracked fingernails. Aw, I love you too, Nancy. Aw, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. I appreciate you so much. Blue Rose Lady, hi. Too many people at the RTR, and at the risk of sounding how this is gonna sound, at the risk of sounding how this is gonna sound, I mean, no, okay. My RTR experience isn't like other people's RTR experience. When I go there, I know that people are gonna know me, and it's a lot of energy output, and I love it. I love meeting people. I love talking to viewers. Meeting you guys out in the open, out in the wild, out in the real world is very, affirming for what I do. I never heard a YouTuber talk Politics. Really? Are you new to YouTube? Really? That just really surprises me. But, anyway, it's a weird experience for me. I feel like I'm on display. I think that's the best way to say it, and I have felt that way, and I thought about doing a video about, is YouTube worth it? Ever since I have started, remember my 5th video went viral. I started YouTube on a whim, and my not on a whim, I mean, there was a little bit of planning and strategy that went into it, but my 5th video went viral, and immediately my life of my quiet little RV life living in the woods went and hoping to maybe meet some people, some fellow, subversive types, hippie types, gypsy types on the road, went from that to me feeling like I was on display everywhere I went, and, um so, that's a thing for me. That's a real thing for me as an introvert and as someone who still kinda can't believe all this has happened. Going out at a place like that and just feeling like I'm on display is, a little uncomfortable, even though I love meeting people. Does that make any sense at all? Hi, Violet. Good to see you. Oh, thank you, Blue Rose Lady, for watching. I appreciate it. I am so glad you talk politics, but understand having a second channel. You know, this video, this season finale or this series finale, okay, there are times when I only wanna talk politics, and that's why I started the second channel, so that I could just, "Okay, this is going on, and I really have something to say about it." I understand that doesn't belong on my RV. But when I am going about my travels, when I am about to cross back into the United States, when I am seeing "fuck Trump" signs in Canada and having conversations with Canadians about what's going on in the United States, that absolutely is a part of my RV life, and I'm not gonna pretend it's not. I am not gonna sit here and leave that out because, "Ooh, it's politics." You know what? If we weren't so afraid to talk politics, remember that whole thing, "Don't ever talk politics or religion?" Fuck that. If we talked politics, we wouldn't be here where we are today. The problem is we have isolated ourselves in silos, and we have learned to only talk politics and religion with people who agree with us, and that's what got us where we are today. We haven't learned how to listen to and be around people who have different views and to be able to coexist. So, this idea that I should never talk politics on my RV channel, politics are life, and we're seeing that more now than ever before. But as a woman, I mean, as a woman living in this country that has overturned a woman's right to choose, I mean, who is still living in a patriarchy, tell me that politics don't belong on my channel? You know what? That is a privilege you have. It is not a privilege I have, and especially as someone who thinks like I do and who is as passionate about politics and social issues and social justice, uh, telling me to not talk politics is like telling me to chop off my left arm. You know, I'm not gonna do it. And if you don't like it, don't fucking watch. I don't care. I don't understand why people think they can come here and tell me what to talk about and what not to talk about. Alright. It just always gets me, politics is life. Politics is life, and I'm never gonna stop talking about things that matter on my channel. And I'm not gonna stop fucking swearing either. A lot of people hate my swearing. You know what? It's not necessary for you to swear so much. Yeah, it kinda is, especially now. Personal is political, political is personal. Politics is life. The how much I pay for gas, the roads I drive, how I get healthcare, how I am safe or not safe or seen on the road as an individual, the crowds and the people out here because they've no other place to live in, it's all freaking political. So how dare you tell me not to talk politics when it affects everything about my RV life. So there, okay? Alright. As a business owner, I speak openly about politics because most of my customers are not as liberal as me. Fuck we New Yorkers, we speak our mind. That's fucking right. That's right. I realize when I come back and, and I'm spending a lot of time with my mom and my partner in different generation or my mom and her partner, and different generations, I'm really realizing how outspoken I am. And, I don't know when it happened. I don't know if I've always been this way, but I'm pretty outspoken, and that's not gonna change. Just to make some random stranger on the internet feel more comfortable about watching my videos. That's just not who I am. That's right, freedom of speech, that's right. People who swear more, fucking honest and authentic. Exactly. I'm very direct as well. Some folks think wrongly that the world revolves around them. Oh, you know yeah, yeah, 100,000%. And those are the people who have policed us for my whole life, told me that I can't take the Lord's name in vain, that I can't swear, that I can't do this, that I have to act ladylike, that I have to be meek, that I have to be quiet. It's my channel. I know, right? It's Carolyn's RV life. Thank you, Lynette. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love your political posts. Thank you. I know, and I have, I have something really cool actually. You know what? Maybe this week I'll have time to make an ASI video. There's something really cool I wanted to talk about. Talking money is important too. Not talking about money at work is how to get away with paying people less. Yes, yes. One can make anything political. They can make a rock political. If people are willing to listen to others' views, this world would be better off. I've learned so much from you. Thank you, Sharon. That I take that. I love that. That really makes me happy because I think at heart I'm kind of a teacher. So I love teaching and I love learning myself. So I love that I these videos give me the opportunity to learn and to share what I learn. So thank you, Charlotte. I've learned a lot for the past 3 years. Fuck them if they don't like your swearing. Amen, Cindy. Don't let people say you're not told. Don't let people say you're not told. Hi, formerly Amy. Hippie grandma, good to see you. It touches every part of our lives. And Nancy, it has come to a point where every aspect of our lives is infused with politics. Yep. Let them eat cake. Yeah. As a business owner, okay, I saw. Do you think the current situation is the fallout from the financial crisis? People bitter from losing everything. You know my therapist actually thinks that it stems from 9/11, that we have never healed from the grief of 9/11. Um, I do Lori, you have a passionate heart and a keen desire for justice. Oh, man, you nailed it. Justice, man. Someone who has been on the wrong end of justice all my like, a lot of unfair shit happened to me, right? As a lot of you in this audience, a lot of unfair shit, and you're right. Justice, yeah, is a huge thing for me. Good word, you nailed it. So, yeah, my therapist thinks that after 9/11, we all just kind of moved forward under George Bush. Was it George W? And the whole, revenge the whole re I'm sorry, I'm, like, looking up. The whole revenge I don't need to be that close to the microphone. The whole revenge, weapons of mass destruction, um, thing yeah, she thinks we never really healed from from 9/11, and I know that the financial crisis in 2008 really changed me. That was the turning point for me personally because I had worked my whole life. I'd never lived in a house. I grew up in trailers and apartments and rentals, we rented half of a farmhouse growing up, and, we never owned a house, so all I ever wanted was a career, a husband, and own a house, and I thought, "Once I got all that, I will have made it." Well, I bought a house, and then the crisis hit. I bought a house, I had credit that I was using quite robustly. I might add, a little too robustly. We had remodeled the house, we both had I had a good career, my husband had just started truck driving, so he was making pretty decent money, and, we were making pretty good money, and overnight, everything was stripped away at no because of no fault of our own. The house that we had a $320,000 mortgage on within a couple months was worth $140,000. I lost my job because of the financial crisis. I made it through 3 rounds of layoffs. I was one of the last to go, and they were down to, like, the shell of people, so I lost my job, and that's actually what set me on my path of entrepreneurship, so no regrets. I started my first marketing business after that, but I definitely think yeah, I think the financial crisis and, 9/11 yeah. Thank you, Nancy. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Aw, thank you. So that's a good question too, yeah, about what got us here. I think there's a lot that got us here. I think it's been decades in the making. Yeah, Ralph Nader. I remember when Ralph Nader ran, my ex-in-laws voted for him. How is my book coming along? Oh my gosh. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Diane Mullally, hi. Speaking of my memoir, ugh. I wanna get it done so bad, but I'm finding it very hard to write. I've got almost everything that I wanna tell out on paper, so I guess that's draft 1, and I'm going through, editing and yeah, so I don't even know if that's draft 1. I have everything out that I wanna say. It's hard. It's hard to write a memoir. I'm 50 how old am I? 58? Yeah, I'm 58. Uh, and like I said a minute ago, I've been on the wrong end of justice. A lot of unfair shit has happened to me, and there's a lot of very difficult, complex, complicated stuff in my story that, it's hard to write. So, I know I really wanna write it, and it feels like I need to be writing it, especially now, because so much of it is about how mm, the fallout of and how I recovered from abuse and neglect and sexual assault and, and then addiction and it's a long story. And I feel like as a woman living in this version, this stage of patriarchy, and especially with a president who is a rapist and possibly a pedophile, I feel and millions of Americans thinking that's perfectly okay or they don't believe it. I feel like stories like mine are very important, and, but I'm also having a really hard time writing it. But thank you. I'm glad people keep asking for it because that kinda gives me a little bit of a push to know that there are people who wanna read it. Um, it'd be interesting to see how my audience would react to my little bits of my story, but you don't know my whole story. There's a lot. It's a lot. But Danielle, I get it. Same here. I even had a producer from Netflix pushing me to do a mini series. Are you serious? But I'm enjoying my peace. Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. When the time is right, you'll finish your book. Be patient and wait. Thank you, Cindy. Would also read the book The Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein. This decline has been happening since Reagan. Yeah, that's right. I've heard people say that as well. I'll pre-order your book immediately. Aw, are so sweet. Is it cathartic? Yeah, while bringing back old pain. I can't imagine, but honestly, owning your truth and not being afraid to say this shit happened to me and you can't hurt me is fire. Yeah, Shay. So it is cathartic. In fact, going back over, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about certain relationships in my life. This is where things get really complicated, especially where I'm at right now. But I've learned a lot about I see things in a much different way, and actually, I've remembered things that I didn't remember. It's yeah, so it's been a lot. It's cathartic, and I don't know that the old pain that's coming back are the realizations that I'm having as I'm writing. I'm like, "Oh, shit, that yeah." You'll have to wait for the book to let that out. Just remember how many people will help. Aw, when it comes out. Aw. So cookbook, that's another thing my marketing manager and I talked about. Yeah, that's still on the table as well. I do wanna do a cookbook. I don't know how anyone likes our government right now. Our country's turning to shit. It's scary. It's seriously scary times. Thank you, Larango. Aw, Diane, that's so sweet. That is really sweet. You're telling your story every time you connect with us. Aw, thank you. And that's the reason I wanna share my story so much because I think I have a little bit of a unique perspective about all the things that I've gone through, partly because I've been in therapy for, like, 12 years, 12 years. And now I'm still in therapy, just it helps to have someone. I told her the other day, I'm like, "You're the only person who really sees me." She just laughed. She's almost just like my confidant and stuff these days and someone that I can yeah, so it's been a very important relationship in my life, but I have read a lot of memoirs about overcoming sexual abuse and abuse, and I think that I have a little bit of a unique perspective that I haven't seen in a lot of the stories that I have read, and I think that because of that, I think I will be able to connect with women in a way that maybe they aren't getting from other stories, and that's really my main purpose of wanting to share my story because I want other women and men, if men wanna read it, because I know men have been victims of it as well, but mostly women, I want women to feel because a lot of what I'm gonna be sharing in my memoir is, you know, what happened to me when I was young, a lot of people that happened to a lot of people, and you read a lot of memoirs about childhood sexual abuse, but what I don't see a lot is the person that abuse made me in order to cope, put me on a trajectory of years of self-inflicted pain of and this was just me reacting to what happened to me the best way I knew how, and it took a really good therapist for me to get to the other side of that, and that middle piece, the messy years is what I'm kind of calling it, those messy years. I don't see a lot of people talk about that, and that's what I wanna connect with other women on. You don't get sexually assaulted by your father and go to therapy for a year and be okay. No, I'm sorry, that's not how it works. That's not how it worked for me. I don't know, if it worked for you, more power to you, but I don't see how that can be possible, and I had decades of messy years, decades and decades and decades of messy years, and that's really, I think, kind of what I wanna share, is that you don't just overcome that trauma overnight, it is a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong process. So, that is what I wanna share. And have issues into old age. Yeah, as a survivor, I can see abuse before the victim see it sometimes. Yeah, it is heavy. I agree. My little sister is actually the one getting married. She is. She's 23, and she's getting married in May. That's the wedding I'm going to. Thank you, Kim. That means a lot. Oh my god, Wendy, the your LOL, I do that all the time. My brain doesn't know how to do your apostrophe RE versus your anymore. Another survivor, Danielle, hi. I know there are way too many of us. 41 years sober. If I'd stopped using, I'd be dead years ago. If I hadn't stopped using. I'll be honest, waking up in the morning is terrifying. It's the $1,000,000 question of what BS overnight. I know. We shouldn't have no citizen should live in a country where the first thought upon opening your eyes is, "What is the president gonna do today?" That's fucking insanity, and that's exactly how I'm waking up every morning. He's the first thing I think about. It's crazy, and the gaslighting, ugh, I just can't. Are y'all doing should we keep going for a little while longer? You guys wanna go? I said I would do an hour, but I can stick around for maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. Hey, Smooth Skater, good to see you. Jesse, woman RVer, planning a trip to Alaska next year solo. Everyone says the roads are not the best. Driving a 29 Class C doable? Absolutely. I don't remember the roads being that bad. But then again, I drive on dirt roads. Have you seen the roads I drive on? I drove it in mine in this RV, and I mean, unless you're going on the Dalton Highway, and the Dalton is pretty treacherous, but take your time and it's not bad. But yeah, I don't remember anything particularly horrible. I mean, bumpy and bouncy maybe. Hi, Danielle. Glad you're here. Nancy, in the past, I've heard it said to make your mess your message. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is really good. Off-road Carolyn. Oh my god, that should have been my channel name. Off-road, my channel name, so that there was no question, no doubts about who I am. Fucking off-road political Carolyn. That should have been my channel name. They'd still complain. They would still complain. Make your mess your message. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so exciting about your little sis. She's so lucky to have you. Aw, thank you. Yeah, she's doing good. She's doing really good. She's really built a life for herself. She's doing really good. Good night, chick. Thank you so much for being here. Real-time healing from narcissistic abuse. Just released my memoir on Amazon. She will cry out, she will sing. Ooh, I wanna check it out. She will cry out, she will sing. Let me see if I can copy that. Thank you for sharing that. Alright, let me see. It's weird to be doing this on Eastern time. It's 9 o'clock here. It's weird. Alright. I love off-road. My motto is, "What they gonna tell me, leave?" The name of this RV is Phoenix, and I don't call her Phoenix very often. I wanted Phoenix as in the bird rising from the ashes of Matilda, and I don't call her that very often because whenever I say Phoenix, people think I'm talking about Phoenix, Arizona, so it's um, free speech should pertain to social media comments as well, but too many creators try to make rules, then dictate what viewers say or don't say, which is like a dictatorship. Oh, really? 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 No. So here, super silly. That is a super silly thing to say. So super silly. Let me tell you a little bit about what it's like to be a content creator. As a content creator and a YouTuber, I moderate my comments at least every day, no matter how much I try to get away. I read through my comments to see, if there's anything that I need to know about, anything I need to answer. Okay, not every day anymore. I've gotten a lot better. A couple times a week. That means if you say something insulting, if you say something that is wrong, that means I have to look at it at least twice a week. And I have said this before, there is a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of disinformation, there are a lot of lies, there are a lot of people online pretending to be supporters of one political party in particular who are paid trolls and paid bots, and I am not going to allow my channel. YouTube gives me the reign of my channel to, moderate my comments as I see fit. So, that is nothing like a dictatorship, that is self-care. It is also, caring for my audience so that they don't have to be subjected to lies and misinformation and bullying and harassment. Very different from a dictatorship. My house, my rules. Yeah, troll farms are real, absolutely. You know yeah, yeah, and I'm not gonna be another vehicle for brainwashing propaganda. Just freaking not. I wouldn't yeah, exactly. I wouldn't welcome someone into my home that was insulting me, so why allow them on my channel? I have every right to keep my channel safe and clean from lies and disinformation. And, yeah, you have a First Amendment right to spread lies. Absolutely, 1,000%. Start your channel like so many people do, or start a news network like Fox News. If you wanna spread lies and be, pro-Trump, spreading lies and propaganda and being his mouthpiece, go start a fucking channel, but I don't have to allow it here. Super silly. I always love your videos, they are informative. I'm New York State, as one of my parents was from Canada, both are beautiful countries. Thank you. We need more truth tellers. Alright. Well, thank you, Leanne. Alright, well, alright. Good night, Carolyn. Good night, Kim. Thank you for being here. Hi, JC. Good to see you. Love the drive from Wawa to Sault Ste. Marie. Lake Superior is beautiful. Hey, Jane. Thank you for being here. Blaze. I just call mine home. Yep. Yep. It's just home. All right. It's bedtime. Yep. It's 9:15. I need to go to sleep. I'm fading, and if anybody is watching this in replay, they're gonna be bored now because we're all just kind of chit-chatting like old friends around campfire. Thank you all so very much for being here. I appreciate you watching the season finale with me. I appreciate you being along for the ride and the journey. Appreciate your kindness, appreciate all of your support, and I appreciate your commitment to truth and what is good and what is right. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Ralph. Good to see you. Oh, Lynette, thank you for the super chat. That means a lot. Did you guys have to do much moderating, Richard and Thomas? Thank you very much for being our moderators. I appreciate you. I thought about a podcast, but I don't know what I would podcast about. Hang tight. Have a great night. See you all. Hey, and don't forget, don't I'm not going anywhere. Videos aren't over. I have Sunday night what I'm gonna do. Ooh, is that gonna be Sunday? Sometime this week, I'm gonna do a catch up, tell you what I've been up since I got back from Canada, including a lot of RV repairs, and I think that's RV repairs, and that's oh, thank you, Diane. And thanks for the super chat, Nancy, and thanks for the super chat, Lynette. I appreciate it. And yeah, so don't forget, tune in Sunday night. I have a video for you Sunday night. Canada is over doesn't mean I'm over. Thank you all so much. I will see you soon. In the meantime, hey Lola, sorry we're shutting down. Thank you, C, smooth skater. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye. I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off. There it is. Bye. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much.